This is a little set of slotted travel cutlery. It's made of silver and mother of pearl, and it's hallmarked Sheffield 1894. So if we open it up, we can see that we've got a knife, and we've also got a fork. But what happens if you want to use the knife and the fork at the same time? Well, it's slotted. So with a fork in this position, you can separate the two parts. Just like that. So there we go, knife and fork. And hopefully you can just see on the inside of the fork handle that it's stamped Clarkson's patent. Well, we've had lots of slotted cutlery before. We've never seen that patent stamped to it. But it's a useful little design. You can contain the knife and fork quite neatly together. Probably originally it would have had a little leather case with it as well. We can see that the also hallmarks to both parts of the cutlery, and hopefully I'm not losing focus if I put them up there. And those hallmarks are for John Round and Son Limited. Well, John Round and Son Limited were, as I said, based in Sheffield. John Round started off working for William Hutton. 1847 he fell out with Hutton, so he opened up around the corner and he expanded very quickly. 3 years later he had 90 workers, and by the 1870s there were 350 workers. He opened offices in London, Paris and also Montreal. But it's likely that he expanded too quickly, because by 1870 he had debts of £40,000 and the receivers were called in. Well, they realised that it was still a very viable business, and also John Round had a very good name. So they gave him a few shares, kept the name and put the business in the hands of 2 or 3 well-known businessmen from Sheffield. And they took the business on from strength to strength. This piece, as I said, dated 1894. So it was made 23 years after they took it over. And the company went well into the 20th century. But it's a great, useful design. We know it was made that it's a fruit knife because silver was used for fruit, so that the purity of the metal didn't affect the taste of it. And, you know, essentially it's a gadget, a very practical gadget. The Victorians loved gadgets just as much as we do. And it's a lovely little design for that. Fits in your pocket very nicely. Probably would have been used by a gentleman or a lady, perhaps going off for a walk in the country or for a picnic. Still usable today. So to sum it up, it's made of silver, mother of pearl. It's stamped John Round and Son Limited, and it's hallmarked for Sheffield 1894.